Tell me about some of the specific things you're doing from your product set, incorporating generative AI or other versions of AI technology into your own products and solutions.
Yeah, so we're really, really excited, Rich, about our announcement of leveraging generative AI across both our public platform as well as Stack Overflow for Teams. So on the public platform, we're really absolutely taking up our semantic search capabilities to a new level. So people will be able to ask conversational questions on Stack Overflow and getting very much attributed answers from the 50 million questions and answers in a generative AI answer. So you're getting sort of a very easy to understand and easy to engage sort of interaction mechanism, but rooted in real facts, in real accurate quality information on Stack Overflow that's been built over the past 15 years. So that's one aspect of the public platform. The other element that we are sort of really leaning into is around making sure that users are able to leverage Stack Overflow in new form factors. So if you think about where developers spend most of their time, they spend it, other than Stack Overflow, which they always have a tab open, they have a lot of their time spent in IDEs or integrated development environments. So for the first time ever, we will be surfacing Stack Overflow content, along with, if they're a customer of Stack Overflow for Teams, that content, again, attributed to the sources. So, X person said this and has been upvoted, 100 times. That level of a generative AI answer while they're developing code. So imagine while people are generating code through AI or they're writing code and more code's going to get generated, now they're going to have a real contextual capability right with Stack Overflow content being taken from 50 million questions and answers to give them the ability to debug information, but because it's the core ways in which they can solve that problem, or information that's very resident within their organization that's also specific to that company's organization to sort of help them solve that problem. So that's the second aspect. The other place where developers spend a lot of time is in their chat ops capability. So things like Slack or Microsoft Teams. So we are also very pleased to announce the ability for us to surface Stack Overflow content, surfacing, again, generative AI answers rooted in Stack Overflow content for public Stack Overflow content from the 50 million questions and answers and content from within their organization within Stack Overflow for Teams into their Slack interface or Microsoft Teams integration. So all of these are, by the way, all those are for users, and then there's more as it relates to, for example, the ability for people to ingest content to generate or create a community from existing wiki documents or Confluence, but doing it in a way that's highly controlled, where if you've got a bunch of documents within the company that's being leveraged very sparingly, or you don't know if they're accurate, now you have the ability to reuse all that information in Stack Overflow by ingesting that information in Stack Overflow for Teams and being able to really use our content health and confidence indicators to make sure that content's actually accurate, so that you're getting the best and highest reuse of your most important information within your organization through our form factors.
It's fascinating to me because I think it's almost like Stack Overflow is the perfect test case for the confluence of traditional knowledge management and generative AI.
Absolutely.
And the impact it can have in terms of serving up something that's even more productive, productivity enhancing to the users of your platform.
Spot on. I think that's absolutely the product framing that we have thought about, right? Which is the confluence of AI and community, as I mentioned. And community means the knowledge. It means the subject matter experts, both in the context of the public platform as well as within companies. And so that's what's really, really productive. And one other thing I'd mention is we also want to really allow users to be part of this learning process. We're all in the learning process. Things are moving very, very rapidly. So we're also pleased to announce that we will, for the first time ever, create the ability to have discussions on Stack Overflow within what we call collectives or sub-communities. So we have, sub-communities for Google Cloud, for Amazon Web Services, for Microsoft Azure, and within those are company representatives with people who opt in to join those communities. They can just be users joining in. And now you have the ability to have just regular conversations where you're just asking normal questions to learn about these technologies. And so that's an ability for people to just learn about new services that the big players are announcing in the generative AI space. And finally, we are announcing a prompt design Stack Exchange, because the whole field of learning how to actually build technology through this new mechanism is now down to how do you actually prompt the model to produce the right outcomes. And so even that is a field which we're in the business of enabling people to learn and solve problems in technology, and that's the other piece that we wanted to make sure people had access to. So that's a series of, probably about 8 things that I mentioned to you, which are very, very exciting for us as we engage with our community.
Incredibly exciting. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you. Yeah.